Hi, welcome to Country and Whiskey interview. I'm Micah, and with me is my beautiful and amazing guest, Kirstie Kraus.
Hey,
And
what's going on? Good to be here.
I'm glad that you accept my invitation and we can have this interview.
Of course.
So let's start with first easy question. How would you describe your music?
My music is really fun. I love bass lines. I was trying to think about it's been known to have lots of melodies, but the general subjects of what I write about is really inspirational kind of stuff, like go after your dreams, listen to yourself, and then also relationship subjects. So like whether it's a good or a bad, it's about the guy for me, and then or inspirational songs. Yeah.
I think that's the best part that I love about your music, that is inspirational, especially like the new single, Something, but we'll get that later.
Yes.
And why country music? What influenced you to choose country music?
Well, I mean, that is a big question. I started listening to like Styx and Phil Collins and of course all the divas. So it was Whitney and Mariah and Christina Aguilera and all of them. And then Shania Twain came out and she was doing the crossover kind of stuff. And then also LeAnn Rimes. And both of those ladies, when I was 7 years old, pulled me in to country music. And that was like a whole nother world for me. And I really felt like my voice fit with how they were singing and what they were doing and the feeling that they were putting behind the words and the connection. And so from then on, I just started listening to the divas over on the countryside, which is Martina and Faith Hill and Trisha Yearwood, and yeah, all and of course Shania and LeAnn Rimes. But yeah, they really covered it for me.
They are amazing artists, female or not. They are stars of the country, and I think that a lot more like young country raising stars, females should be like them, not trying to fit in like this pop country, which is kind of good mainstream, but it should be like with more of the soul and heart.
I do feel like you mean, and I will say this as well. There are a lot of female artists coming up, especially like Lainey Wilson, and even Ashley McBryde is killing it now. But there are artists even underneath them that are really bringing good subjects, like really saying something with their music. And I'm very excited about this wave of just female power that's happening in country music. It's definitely shifting. So be ready, men.
Yes, I'm waiting for that. I have many, like, let's say now low key artists, female country artists, that I'm just waiting that their stars will shine like the brightest shine that can be, because I'm rooting for them, that I could be from the start of their career. So it would be nice.
I love it. I love it. I love hearing that. And I am too. I feel like most of what I listen to, like 90% of it is female music. I mean, every Friday I'm like, which of my friends released a single? So I'm right there with you.
Yeah, that's cool. And how is it to be up and coming country artist? And could you tell me how it looks like?
Okay, it's a grind for sure. As an up and coming artist, you definitely are wearing a lot of different hats. So before I got on my interview segments today, I was doing emails, I was texting people. Like, I have my mom, who's the magic admin person behind the curtain that helps me with stuff. And just kind of constantly feel like you're spinning a lot of plates on your arms that you maybe, extra arms that you don't have. But it's definitely fun, and I love the challenge of it, the challenge of keeping yourself on task and then also getting as much done as humanly possible in a day, and then also getting to perform. That's like the cherry on top of all the work that happens behind the scenes. But I hope that helps a little bit. That's definitely what every day is like.
And could you afford like living on only on music, or do you have to have like some side jobs or something like that?
Yeah, right now I don't have any side jobs. I do sometimes I am a princess for fun and go to birthday parties, and that's really to warm my heart more. I mean, it's not enough to be sustainable. I just like to do it every now and then when I'm available and in town, and dressing up as Frozen, Elsa, and singing songs to the girls at their birthday parties. It's really fun. But other than that, it's just you get a grind, and you hope that you find gigs that will value what you're doing, and also being given it 110%. There's definitely people that you need to ask for help and have investors in order to be able to do this full time, because it is it's a grind, and it costs a lot of money. And so hopefully people can see what you're doing and believe in you and be able to help. And I've definitely had people help.
That's great to hear. And I would like to ask you about what do you like the most about performing live on stage?
Ooh, I love being able to just bare my soul and be 100% in the moment, and putting all the feeling into the lyrics and what I'm singing, and just bringing someone into whatever emotion I hope that song pulls them into, whether it's let's just have fun and dance around and sing the words together, or let's be serious for a second, or maybe sad for a second, and I think that's the best part, is just like looking in people's eyes and like having the intent behind the words and really just singing them out.
That's cool. Great to hear. And the next question would be, you write your own songs, and what does the process look like?
Okay, I've been writing with other people since I was 12, and was starting like poems and things, and writing a little bit in my Rugrats journal at like the age of 8. So writing for me, I started on the piano when I was 7, and I started on and off with the guitar when I was 15, with mentors. And like, so writing for me, I do not pick up an instrument. I will hear the song come to me, or an idea, or we'll talk it out, and then I'll kind of start fleshing out what this song sounds like what I picture it sounding like, and then I'll just start singing lines and singing the melody with the lines. So it's kind of like sometimes it's gibberish coming out, and then I start typing it, and I'm like, wait, there's something here, or I just sing right into my phone, and I have a lot of those. But that's, for me, that's how I do it. I know some people start with the music first, but I'm definitely more of like, what am I feeling? Let's get the concept out, and let's really focus on the lyrics.
And do you like to write with others, or just alone?
Either or. Like when I write alone, I feel like it's mostly songs that just come out like blah, like, and I just type as fast as I can to get all the ideas out, and then I just stop when it stops flowing. When I write with other people, and I'm really outgoing, so I love the collaboration aspect of it, and the social time, like even just doing something like this. So I think in general, I prefer, I don't know, it just depends on the day, but I really do love writing with people. I've been co-writing since I was 15, and I love the appointment time, and like, we're getting this done today.
Well, yeah, I understand. And I would ask maybe a tough question, but where the inspiration comes from?
It comes from, I listen to book summaries a lot with an app called Headway. So that, or podcasts, or a TV show, or talking to somebody on the phone and they're explaining their situation, I tend to be like the advice giver friend. So a lot of times hearing their stories, which is interesting. Like one of the songs I am in the studio right now for was one of my fans' stories that she told me in Messenger on Facebook. And then I went and took that into a write and wrote a song about it. So a lot of times just talking to people.
That's cool. That's why I love country music so much, because it's like everyday stuff that became inspiration to a song, and then it's like radio worldwide hit, and people love it. So
Yeah, same. I do too. I love that you can relate to all the stories at some point. You've gone through that, you know.
yeah, exactly. And could you tell me a little bit more about the Thirsty and What Love Does? Because I can't decide which one is better. They're both awesome, and I'm like maybe have them on repeat, maybe except there's something new. And could you tell me any behind the lyrics stories?
Yeah, so Thirsty it came on as a joke, and I'm going to give you all the information. So I started writing songs with the word thirsty in them. And then I was talking to my producer and boyfriend at the time about like writing a song with the title Thirsty. And so we were sitting and talking about it. And then he surprised me and showed me this beautiful song called Thirsty that's going to be on the record that I put out as a single. And it was just undeniably so good. I knew that I needed to not only sing it, but have it on the record. And it came just from him, like from our conversation and from the things that I struggle with. So I couldn't have, like, the fact that he wrote it and it's everything that I feel is huge kudos to him. But that was the song that I ended up cutting and putting on the record.
Cool. And what could you tell me about What Love Does?
What Love Does, how we wrote that song is by recording myself speaking and explaining how I was feeling in that moment. I was in a space where I was like falling in love. And I just remember trying to explain it in so many different ways. And we started typing from what I was saying and listening back to the audio recording of me talking. And yeah, we just kind of pieced together the words from there, and it is a bop. And then I knew for sure that I wanted to have a marimba on it. So the song has marimba. If you listen closely, you can hear it in the background.
Oh, I'll listen to carefully to that to hear that. It's awesome to hear such a great story. And maybe what could you tell me about your single Bird? It will be on the album, on the record, or not?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Bird has been a fan favorite for sure. We even made t-shirts about it called, the t-shirts say "You don't deserve my bird." Shout out to Mitch Max. But Bird is, and it has an iconic thing now that everyone does when I'm performing it, but it's really about not letting people get to you. I feel like when I met somebody, I had an interesting encounter, and instead of getting like a bad taste in my mouth about it, I decided to just like grit my teeth and smile and get through that moment, and then just go home and write a song about it. And that's really where it stemmed from. It's like grit my teeth and bear it. And it's essentially like my version of, like, in the South, they would say bless their heart. Well, in where I'm from, we would just say, you don't even deserve my bird. Like, and just focusing on the positive. That's what the song's about.
Oh, cool. Amazing story. I like to hear this behind the lyric stories. They give more life to their songs, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's funny because I thought at first it was gonna be called Grit Your Teeth, and then when we figured out we were gonna land on Bird, that it just all made sense in that moment. It was great.
And something new is, of course, the title of your latest single release. What could you tell me about it? It's amazing. I almost half of the streams on Spotify. I guess it's me, but that's just a guess.
Thank you so much. I love it. Something new is I co-wrote that with one of my favorite co-writers. We have a withstanding thing every month, and I love everything that we write together, which is why we just keep writing together. But at that time, I was directly going through a phase where I was moving from my home state, Wisconsin, to Nashville. And I was like starting something new. So knowing that, I was on my way out the door, and my producer at the time was like, what are you guys going to write about today? Are you going to finish something up, or are you going to start something new? Meaning like a new song concept.
Okay.
And I was like, we're going to start something new. And then I just had a moment where I was like, boom, you know, like a light bulb. And I was like, the song today is going to be called something new for sure. And it's got to be about what I'm going through right now. And that was focusing, or making the decision to move to Nashville and focus 100% on being an artist, and leaving my band behind in the Midwest. And so it is a really deep, meaningful song to me. And the whole second verse is about Nashville. And, but really, I think a lot of people can relate on how scary it is sometimes to start something new, but feeling the calling to do so.
Yeah, definitely. And how's Nashville? How could you describe your experience in Nashville so far?
Oh, and Nashville is so inspiring. And I've met a lot of really awesome people that just push me. And we are constantly talking back and forth and asking questions to each other, and, you know, looking at each other's leading by example and being like, okay, that's really cool. How did you do that? Or, you know, how did you do that graphic? And it's been really rewarding. I always knew I wanted to live in Nashville, so it was only just a matter of time. But now I'm so thankful that I have a place on the West Side, and I get to have my own little place in Music City.
Oh, that's cool. And could you tell me that like the relationships between the artists in Nashville is like more competitive or like family, like it's portrayed at least on Instagram and stuff like that? It's like they treat each other like family, not like competitors.
I will say it's both. I mean, there's people who view music as a competition, and then there's people who are more, I feel like, view music how I do. I don't see how music can be a competition, because we all have different paths. We all are completely different human beings, have our own sound. I mean, nobody else can be like me, or nobody else can be my tour partner, Crystal King, down here. She's got her own stamp on what she does, and I love it. I think it all should be celebrated. So there are a mixture of both, and you just got to be aware of that. And I think it takes it takes a little time. I've been in Nashville for 4 years, but I finally feel like I have found people that I can call good friends, and trust and rely upon, and celebrate that. Yeah.
And would you agree with the statement that the Nashville is 10-year town, or it's maybe a little longer or less for it, or it depends on the artist?
I think it depends on the person. I'm really glad you asked this. I think for sure, like Maren Morse's new song, Circles Around This Town, she said, I hung around long enough. One of the lyrics is, I've hung along long enough to catch a break. And there's definitely that. There's kind of like, people start taking you more seriously the longer you live in Nashville, because they're like, oh, okay, like you're here, like you're not going anywhere. Like you're serious about this. So I think it's just a matter of how you show people how serious you are, right? Just like any job, if you are dressing for the promotion that you want, they're going to take you more seriously. So it's only as how serious as you take yourself. And I think that's very true. I think you can navigate this town a lot faster than 10 years if you put your nose to the ground and work really hard.
And is there a lot of gigs for the artists available in the city, or there is a huge competition to fill in the open spots?
There are, I think, more and more gigs are opening up now that venues are feeling comfortable to be open. So there's that. It was a crazy time for a while in Nashville. And I think actually, not only did venues close down, but a lot of people moved away from Nashville. And we are a tiny town. Like we all know each other. And it can be cutthroat, you know, if you don't show up for a gig, they're not going to have you again. And because there's 15 others or even more next in line to have that same gig. So it is really cutthroat, but as long as you keep a good reputation of being reliable and they know what they're going to get when you come to a show, that can help you tremendously to be able to be referred into other shows.
That's cool. And have you been on the Bluebird Cafe or not? Not yet.
No, I have actually, and that was a amazing experience. It was April of 2018. It was the April before everything had shut down, and it was beautiful. It was such a beautiful night. I got to play 4 songs, and my parents came down, drove 9.5 hours to be there for it. And I will never forget that. I cannot wait, hopefully in the future, to play the Bluebird again.
Yeah, it's a cool experience. I've seen a lot of clips, a lot of videos. I guess there is like the documentary movie was
Yes.
released. I have to watch it because I wasn't able to do it. But it's legendary place. I think every songwriter has to be there at least one time.
Absolutely. The documentary was so great in describing how historic and monumental that place is and how deep of a meaning it is for us songwriters. So I definitely watched the documentary, and I think it captured it very well. It is just a legendary place.
And I would like to ask you about your upcoming album. When will it be released? Is there the release date, or it's still unknown?
So I am in the middle of crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's and getting the marketing ready. So the album is done, it's finished, it's available on the website right now. If any of you are interested in purchasing it, I will ship it to you. It's been shipped all over the world, which is amazing. But digitally, we don't have a set date yet. I will be announcing that very soon. Oh. Yes, but it's 11 songs and 2 bonus tracks on the printed copy. And then digitally, when it's out, it'll be 11 songs.
So I think I have to check your store and order myself a copy to send to Europe, because I love your music. I cannot stop listening to something new. It's on my playlist, Charming Country, and it's yeah, it's awesome.
I love hearing that.
Yeah, every time I hear the first tunes of the song, I'm already like lighten up, maybe starting something new in the future. That would be awesome.
Yay. Thank you so much. It feels really good to have these singles out, and then when the record comes out, they'll look all the same. They'll have all like the artwork, and I'm so excited for everyone to see the picture of like the project that I put together and how they all the songs come together.
Yeah,
and tell a story.
Yeah, exactly. I love singles, but the album is like the creme de la creme for me. I love listening to the albums. It gives me a lot of more information about the artist.
Oh, definitely. I feel like when people are able to listen to the record digitally and from top to bottom, they'll understand me more and understand all different sides of what I have to say, and just get a really good picture of where I am as an artist, because this album definitely represents it's my debut record. It's my first like resume of what I think is good music that I put a lot of time into. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And I love debut albums. They are like always awesome. My favorite is Trace Atkins' Dreaming Out Loud debut. It's all 10 songs are perfect for me. I think nothing will topple that. Maybe your record, but we'll see.
Maybe, but I'm gonna have to go back and listen. I will let you know. But it's quite a recommendation. I will definitely have to check that out.
Yes, it's like, I think the best. It captures the best 90s style of country music. It's great to listen to. There's 3 or maybe 4 great hits of Trace Atkins. Nice.
I'm so there. Love it.
Yeah. So I think that would be it. I don't have any more questions. for you. So thank you.
Absolutely. And the fact that we get to do this in general and have us be so far away, across the big pond is what I always
Exactly.
say, as it's just really cool. And I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to rub it in and everything with this background, but I thought it would be a nice addition to maybe warm up
Yes,
your guys' space at home and whoever's tuning in.
exactly. Definitely warm my place and warm my heart to see such a beautiful sight. I
Oh,
miss the summer.
you'll blink an eye and it will be there before you know it. And then
Yes.
we'll blink a couple more times and hopefully I will be there in the summer. We were talking off camera before about potential tours in the UK, and I'm really excited to go over there and hopefully I get to meet you in person.
Yeah, that would be very awesome to go to UK and see the country artists. There's a few festivals here in Poland, but not many artists from United States come here to listen to. But
Tell me about them. I will see if I can make it happen if you tell me about them for sure.
oh, cool! I will have to check them out if they will be played this or next year, because of COVID there was some cancellation and delays in
Right.
that. So
Awesome. That would be fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. And I just so appreciate it. And thank you for all of the support and letting me come on here today and answer questions, tell my story, and just push out the music. I really, really appreciate it.
yeah, thank you very much. I loved our talk. It's incredible for me to have a chance to talk with country artists. It's my dream come true. I mean, I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, this is being able to do this is really cool. And I feel honored to be on the show. So thank you very much.